Is this looking right? Or okay. All right. Hopefully everything's okay. Okay. I had to fix the camera to start out because the camera was off. Because for those of y'all that saw the last stream, I had to plug my controller back into the to the console, and I had to move the camera so that way y'all could see me when I was up close to the TV. Just because of the fact that my controller basically died during the middle of the stream. But what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Malin. Welcome back to the New Orleans Saints rebuild, Madden 24, PS4. Now, this is kind of the point of the rebuild where I'm starting to get a little bit like worn out. This is, it's rare that I get it's not often that I get to a part 5 before I've led a team to a Super Bowl victory. But this Saints rebuild is testing me more than I thought it would, because when we started this series, I said, okay, we got a decent quarterback, running back, and everything like that. Eventually we're going to be a good team. We're going to be a team that's going to be competitive. I just didn't think it would take this long, because we haven't made the playoffs in the first 4 seasons of the rebuild, which has been a pretty tough pill to swallow. But in my opinion, this is our best roster. We've got some good, very talented players on this roster now. Now, we got Brock Purdy coming back for his second year as a Saint, 92 overall quarterback. I signed Geno Smith to back him up. We have a guy named Isaiah Marshall, who we drafted out of Rutgers. Not a real player, because by this point, with the draft classes that have been exported in the community files, maybe a few of these players are actual real players who are recruits going to colleges, but more than likely these are not real players. So we have Alvin Kamara. We still have Alvin as our starting halfback. We have Zahir White coming back for a second season, and we have Manny Burke as well. Fullback, Morgan Howard, 72 overall. Wide receiver, we have Chris. We made a trade for Deebo Samuel. We got Deebo Samuel, an 89 overall receiver, and we just signed Mecole Hardman Jr., an 83 overall receiver in the offseason. So our receiving core is looking pretty good now. And I went ahead and signed Michael Gallup. He was there. He's a scheme fit guy. I know it's 77 overall, but we got him on the cheap for a 1-year deal. He's playing for pennies, $2.3 million. That's all he's worth right now on the cap. And we still have Andre Green, because these young receivers like him and Truman and Perry, we don't really have time to have these guys develop. And I'm trying to kind of win now, because we haven't made the playoffs in the first 4 years. We signed Cade Otton. That was one of our big free agent signings. I feel like, I just have to get this tight end position respectable. And I know Otton's only an 80 overall, so he's not a dominant tight end like Rob Gronkowski or anything like that. But an 80 overall tight end's better than what we've had recently, because guys like Parkinson at 72, that wasn't going to cut it. So I got an 80 overall tight end. And Nick Middleton is a guy we drafted a year ago from Ohio State. Really just drafted him for depth. He's going into his second season. I don't really expect too much from him, and neither from Isaiah Rex either. Will Campbell, he actually is a real player. We drafted him a couple years back, 86 left tackle. We have a 66 James Bly, and we have a Kevin Palmer backing up as well. Left guard, we signed Isaac Suamalo, one of our free agent signings offseason, 82 overall. We got an 88 overall center, Eric McCoy, who's been with us since the start of this rebuild. And we have an 87 right guard, and we have a 91 Ryan Ramczyk at right tackle. Y'all can see, this offensive line is way more respectable now. Every position here is in the 80s. So Brock Purdy shouldn't be taking a whole lot of sacks, and we should be able to move the offense pretty well, considering that we have finally a decent tight end. We still have a good running back in Kamara, who's an 80s guy. And we also have a good receiving core with the add of Michael Gallup that'll help as well. Now, I did make some trades this offseason, not only on the offensive side, but also on the defensive side of the football. I traded for Marvin Jones Jr. I think he was with the Chicago Bears. It costs a pick, but you know what? I feel like it was worth it. We got an 85 overall left end, because defensive ends, we really haven't had good defensive linemen during this rebuild. Maybe that's what's lacking, because recently, it seems like in the last couple of years, when I look at stats at the end of the year, our defense is really not producing. That could be coaching, but I think it's also the personnel that we lack on that side of the ball. So we have an 85 Marvin Jones Jr. who we traded for because Darius Smith at 77 has really not developed in the first 2 years. I was hoping for more, but he's not really developing. And Max Buchanan ain't it. 68 overall. I don't know how much higher he'll get than that. Granderson, 82 overall, is solid. I feel like I'm willing to let it slide for once, and we got Derek Barnett, free agent signing this offseason. Defensive tackle, we made a trade and got Vita Vea. Brought Vita Vea in, another NFC South rival from the Bucs. 91 overall defensive tackle. So this guy should be able to plug up the middle, and he's been in the league for 9 years, so I don't know how much longer Vea is going to play. But a 9-year veteran who also fits the scheme, I think, is very vital to our defense because Saunders and Russ Murray just wasn't going to cut it, as well as McAllister and Raymond. Those guys weren't going to cut it. Max Murphy is probably our weakest position on this defense. He played decently his rookie season, but I don't think he'll be a super good linebacker. But, hey, and we have Jennings and we have Hopper. Unfortunately, Hopper really hasn't developed. He was one of our picks in the first draft class that we had. I'm pretty confident that a lot of these guys we drafted, their contracts are going to run out this year, and we're going to let some of them go. And the same thing with guys like Harvey. Middle linebacker, we did make an offseason move, and we got Trenton Simpson, the former, I don't know who he was with. He might have been the Texans or something like that. But anyway, we got him, 81 overall middle linebacker. Cole Holcomb has regressed. We signed him a few years back. He was somebody I was maybe looking to trade now that we acquired Simpson. But I don't think a market value is going to be really big for Cole Holcomb. And plus, he can still be a decent backup. We got Olandry a few years back, and we have Chris Cole. So all our middle linebackers are scheme fit guys. We signed Nwosu. Then again, 7 overall is better than Max Murphy, but we still are lacking some things there. We got Colin Simmons, a rookie out of Texas. He was actually our first-round pick. Hopefully, he gets better than a 75 because I really haven't seen a lot of our draft picks really contribute. This has mostly been a series when it comes to our draft picks. They really haven't developed and they really haven't contributed a lot to helping us actually get better than 6-7 wins, because that's what we've been averaging the first 4 years of this rebuild. I mean, forget about making the playoffs. We haven't even sniffed like an 8-9, 9-8 record yet. We're still struggling to hit that mark. Now, we are in a pretty competitive division because it seems like the Panthers and the Falcons, year in and year out, have very good rosters. And that's not too surprising considering some of the players that they already had that they're already just adding to. And it looks like Atlanta's got their quarterback situation situated, just kind of like in real life. And same thing with Carolina. Bryce Young probably has developed into a decent passer. Of course, they did a Carolina Panthers rebuild, so I kind of know that a little bit. But yeah, we're in a pretty tough division. The Bucs have been pretty decent too. So this is a division that's very tough, and we've always been at the bottom for the first 4 years. Hopefully this is the year where we finally start to trend in a better direction. And we also got a new coach. By the way, I forgot to mention that. Sean McVay is our new head coach now. So getting back to the roster, we still have a 94 Marshawn Lattimore, 10 years in the league. Hopefully he's got a few more good years left in him because he's been our best player every season, and I don't want to see him leave anytime soon. Dante Jackson, 80 overall, we signed him. Denver Harris, hopefully get some more production out of him. D. Alford, and we have D-Al. These guys really, D-Al hasn't done a whole lot. He's probably not worth a second contract. But our free safety is getting better. We got Malik Hooker, 82 overall, last offseason. Johnny Melton is backing him up. And we also signed Donovan Wilson. I know he's a 79, but he could easily get up to the 80s by some point this season. So we basically signed the Cowboys secondary. And we also got a new kicker in Tyler Bass. I didn't go heavy on the kicker or the punter. And we got Tommy Townsend, I think, for one more season, and then he becomes a free agent. Hopefully Brock Purdy's second season as the Saints quarterback goes better than the first, because he had decent numbers, but it seemed like that even though our offense was pretty decent, our defense couldn't stop anybody. And that's been a trend lately. So let me tell you guys what I'm going to also do during the season. And I'll think about it until we get to the actual part of the regular season. So you know what? I'm actually going to wait to talk about that after we get through the preseason. So let's get through the preseason, let's cut down the roster, and let's get it ready for opening day. So it looks like we actually won our first preseason game in dominating fashion. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But unfortunately, I saw that we have a new injury. And usually when it pops up there, it means there's a significant player who's going to miss some time. So let's see who it is. Hopefully it's nobody too significant, but something tells me it is. injuries last year and the year before as well. And Debo is out for 3 weeks with a foot fracture. Okay, so he's going to miss the rest of preseason and probably week 1. But you know what? That's fine. Actually, you know what? We have a bye week. Well, everybody does in the preseason. So he'll probably be available for week 1. We play the Eagles on opening night. So we got the Dolphins this week, playing against them at home. See if we can get a win. I mean, getting Debo from the 49ers, that was a deal that I didn't think was ever possible. But we got trade offers for one of our players. I saw it. I said, man, let's just go and get Debo and let's load up this receiving core. Let's give Brock Purdy his friend back because, you know, they played for the 49ers and everything, so I figured why not. So unfortunately, it looks like we got Derek Barnett and we got Marvin Jones out. Well, Marvin Jones is going to miss the last preseason game, but that's not a big deal to me. And neither is Derek Barnett because he's a backup. It is a bit concerning that he's going to miss 3 weeks, but he'll be back probably sooner rather than later. Hopefully we don't have any serious injuries because those are some pretty big-name players on our roster, but the injuries are we're fortunate to have these injuries only happen in the preseason and not in the regular season. And speaking of the preseason, we lost our last preseason game, so a little bit of an underwhelming preseason, but our backups are not really too good. So now we got to cut the roster. We got to cut 7 players. So let's go ahead and take care of that. We have 3 running backs, and I want to keep 3 running backs active. There's no doubt about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually going to keep 6 receivers. I think is solid. So I'm going to do that, and I would like to actually keep 3 tight ends, to tell you the truth. Kevin Palmer, I think I can be okay with moving him to practice squad. If somebody picks him up, so be it. Other than that, I don't think we really have too much extra depth on the offensive line. Oh, actually, Frost. We can go ahead and cut him. He's not worth it. Keeping around here. Left outside linebacker. I'm going to risk putting Max Buchanan on practice squad because of the trade that we got with Marvin Jones. So yeah, we got injuries there. Defensive tackles, we got a lot of extra guys. You know, Russ Murray, I think they said we can actually cut. So I'm going to take a risk and do that, even though he was our 3rd best defensive tackle. Yeah, it says they don't recommend cutting these. But I'm going to put Quan McAllister on practice squad. That leaves us with 3 active defensive tackles going into this season, so I think that's fine. Harvey, we're putting you on practice squad. I'm going to wait to deal with Hopper at the end of the season. One way or another, he's off the roster after this season. There's no way we're keeping him beyond this. Chris Cole, we're going to put him on practice, and that's going to do it. All right, so not really a bunch of, you know, crazy cuts or anything like that. So got the roster set up for week 1. We got a 53-man crew, and let's get ready for week 1 against the Eagles. I'm really hoping this is the season where we start to turn things around and we actually are making the playoffs. I'm really hoping for a playoff season. Just get me into the playoffs, and I feel like that I can do stuff with this team. Meanwhile, we got practice squad guys. So Max Buchanan did get signed. I had a feeling he would, and so did Chris Cole. The Commander signed him off the practice squad. So I think there is a 2028 draft class that I did download for the Seahawks draft deep depth. Okay, well, it says 2028, so let's load this file. It seems like I've used it before. And I don't know any of these players. Evan Stewart, though, is familiar. Julian Sayin. Okay, so this is one that I have had before, because I think Julian was a quarterback I drafted in the Seahawks rebuild because I kept doing merry-go-round with quarterbacks. Fortunately, with getting somebody like Brock Purdy, I don't think I got to worry about the quarterback situation in this rebuild. But similar to the Seahawks rebuild, the defense has been the side of the ball that I've finally just said, you know what, we got to make some trades, we got to rebuild this unit, and we just got to improve them, flat out. That's what my mindset going into this season. All right, so let's go ahead and simulate to the middle of the season and see where we're at. The last 2 years, we've started out the season like 2-5, 2-6, something like that. We've barely been able to scratch above like 5, 6, 7 wins. Our highest season win total, I think, in the first year we won 7 games, and then last year we won 7 games. But that's been the high mark so far of this rebuild. We haven't gone above 7 wins in a season. Hopefully this is the season where we trend upwards at least a little bit. I'll take making the playoffs as the final wildcard seed. I'll take that this season. Just give us a chance in the playoffs and see what we can do. But I'm holding my breath. By the way, normally you guys don't see me stream on Sunday nights, but I've been doing it the last 2 Sunday nights because you know what? It's the start of my weekend, so I'm just figuring, you know what? Let's just get it started by just, doing some Saints rebuild, do some gameplay, because I do want to get to the point where I'm on the brink of finishing this rebuild one way or another. At this point, I'll just take a deep playoff run, even if I don't get a Super Bowl championship out of this team, this franchise. That's kind of all I'm hoping for right now, because I still want to do that Cowboys updated roster season franchise, whatever you want to call that. I don't know what the title's going to be, but that's like the working title that I have in mind for that. And that'll probably get me through like another month, and then we're moving on. PlayStation 5 and college football and EA Sports College Football 25. And look at this, we're finally breaking through. We are breaking through, guys. 4-2. This is our best start of any season in this rebuild. So thank goodness we're finally starting to turn a corner. Now then again, starting 4-2 doesn't mean playoffs, but it does mean we're going to be in a better position to make the playoffs this season. And then again, I don't know. Maybe the Panthers and Falcons lost some key pieces. I could be wrong about that. The Falcons actually are 0-7. Wow. So the Falcons, it looks like, have finally are dealing with, I don't know. Maybe they're dealing with some players who left. I don't know. Maybe this is finally the opportunity we've been waiting for to capitalize. Year 5 finally got a chance to really be the team that maybe wins this division. Although that's going to be tough because I'm looking at the Bucs that are 7-0 right now. They're probably the last undefeated team in the NFL. So that's pretty tough. That's going to be stiff competition. But we are second place in the South. But the Panthers are not too far behind us. They're only behind us by 1 game. Even though we've played 6, they've played 7. And we have a 5-2 Dallas Cowboy team coming to our place in the Superdome this week. So that's going to be pretty tough. Because if they still have Micah Parsons, I have to imagine this Cowboys team is still pretty good. So let's get to negotiating and see whose contracts are up. We got 115 to spend. And, of course, Vita Vea is in the last year of his contract that we traded for. I want to at least keep him around for 1 more year if I can. Okay, so he wants a friendlier deal. He wants probably at least like 2 years or something like that. And Eric McCoy, I don't want to risk losing either. So you know what? Let's go with the neutral deal first and see what that... Okay, no long-term commitment, no deal. Okay, so we probably want something like 4 years. Hopefully we can do that the next go-around. But let's see about Tevin Jenkins. Let's see here. Will he take the neutral offer? Okay, so good. We got Jenkins back as our starting right guard. These guys are in the 80s, so guys in the 80s I want to hold on to. But you know what? Maybe Carl Granderson. He's one of our weakest links on the defensive line, so even though he's a scheme-fit guy, I think I may take a pass on him. Now, Alvin Kamara's got me a little bit flip-flopped a little bit, mostly because he is getting up there in age, and he has regressed, and he's only at 82. But I don't think it's going to be easy to find another running back that has as decent ability as him. 2 years, okay, good. So he'll take the player-friendly deal. He'll probably retire a Saint with that deal, so I think that's what we're going for. I'm okay with replacing, you know what, Tommy Townsend I think is worth keeping around for maybe like a couple more years, if possible. Offers perfect. Okay, so he just wanted a 2-year deal anyway. But I'm probably not going to bring back Tyler Bass because we could probably get a better kicker than that. Suamalo is only a 79, so he's actually regressed already this season. He's probably getting up there in age, so I may just have to look to replace left guard after this season. Dante Jackson has got me a little bit flip-flopped. I don't know. And Nwosu was really just a guy that I feel like we brought in just kind of fill the gaps. Cole Holcomb, we're definitely letting him walk. Derek Barnett, I'm okay with letting walk, probably. Gallup, same deal. Same thing with Alford and Dial and Jennings, probably. Because we got that, because we got Max Murphy now. Sal Wormley was another one of our draft picks. He was a backup right guard forever. Same thing with Hopper. Yeah, these are all the guys who we've, drafted in recent years, so we're going to probably let most of those guys walk. Okay, so we'll redo Vita. We'll go back to Vita Vea next week and our center, McCoy. So let's see what the media question has. Alvin Kamara is going to be a part of this team one way or another, and he is. Kamara is going to remain a Saint for hopefully the rest of his career. That's what we're hoping for. He's a fan favorite, and I want to keep him here. And plus, 82 overall running backs, don't just exist out there. Now, I will say, if there's a running back that's a free agent this year that's like 89 or something like that, I'll probably go after that, and maybe we'll just trade Kamara, even though I signed him to a 2-year deal. But, and maybe even just keep him as a backup, as a secondary, 1-2 punch for running backs. Because we've upgraded our receiving corps with getting Debo, and now we got Michael Gallup in there. So that may be the direction I go from here on out. All right, well, this game against the Cowboys is going to be kind of a telltale to if we are going to be a competitive team this year, or if everything that we did for the first 6 games is just smoke and mirrors. So hopefully we get a win against Dallas. And unfortunately we don't. So we're still second. The Panthers actually lost as well. So they're still have a losing record at 3-5. But we can't afford to slip up probably anymore, because we don't want to have all this momentum just fall out once we get to the end of the season. And we're facing a 2-5 Dolphins team, but they still have a lot of talent. So I'm not saying we need to overlook them at all. All right. So Vita Vea wants a longer deal. He wants to be more than 4 years. Let's see about this player-friendly deal. Okay, so he's good about staying here for 2 more years. Good for him. All right. Now, Eric, I think he wanted... Let's see about this player-friendly deal. Does he want that? Okay, so he's fine with committing to us for 4 years. He was with $66 million. All right. So I'm gonna risk. Dante is our second best corner. So I'm kind of thinking that it might be. You know what? Let's just go ahead and see if we can keep him here for 1 year. Is that gonna work for you? Okay, good. He's okay coming here for 1 year. That'll buy us some time. Hopefully, we can find another corner to go in the secondary to help out, and then let Dante walk maybe the next season. Give us a little bit of time. Now, Nwosu, decent, but, I had him in my Seattle rebuild, and he really didn't progress more at this point in his career, more than 78, so I think we'll just get a new right outside linebacker. There may be a better free agent out there that we can get, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I think everybody else is just gonna walk. We're just gonna let everybody else walk. We're gonna save some of that money, and we're gonna use it this offseason in free agency. So I think as far as the big negotiations and everything, we're pretty much done with that. We got the big name players inked already, so that's good. All right, 2-5 Dolphins this week. Really, I don't want to see a slip up against a team that's 2-5. They're talented. They're probably better than what their record indicates, but can't afford to slip up to a team that's 2-5. All right, and we bounce back with a slim 4-point win. Well, this game against the 49ers is pretty big, because this is Brock Purdy going against his old team, and so same thing for Debo. You're in a good spot. How far do you think this team can go? And I know we can get there. This team is better. I feel like we can get to the playoffs. I feel like this is a playoff team, and, I feel like that's what we got to do. Well, I just looked actually up at the right-hand corner, and it looks like we are minus $30.2 million. Well, it looks like that we may be coming to the end. So now, some finances. I got to take a look at this. So we're we're in the negative now, and that's not good. That means that if we have another season in the red, if we're in the negative again, then I risk losing the team, which is not good. Okay, well, that kind of changes things up in terms of how I'm going to have to operate things. Okay. Okay, well, let's just keep moving forward. Got to take it week by week. All right, game against the 49ers. This one's probably going to be pretty tough, even though they're 4-4. We're still second in the division. Bucks actually have lost a game, but they're still 8-1. So they have like the best record probably in the league, probably best in the NFC right now. And we lost to the 49ers, which I kind of honestly expected. But we got to play the 1-9 Falcons this week. So hopefully we don't have a slip up like we just did against 49ers. All right, the playoff picture doesn't even become available until week 12. So I'm going to hold off on something for one more week and see where things are looking. All right. So let's go ahead and advance to next week. Don't lose to the Falcons, guys. We can't afford to lose to the Falcons. If we do, then I'm going to have to do something. All right, and we beat the Falcons. It was a close shave, but we beat the Falcons. That's good. We couldn't afford to lose to that team and not have changes be made. So that puts us at 6-4. Now it's time to take a look at the playoff picture and see if we are even in this. Okay, is the playoff picture actually not available yet? Okay, maybe it's not available until week 13, so I stand corrected. Yeah, I forgot. It's like after you play week 12 that the playoff picture becomes available for you to look at. The Panthers are 5-5. They're only one game back. Falcons are 1-10. They're out of it. They're done. The Bucks have won again, and we play them this week. Oh my gosh. We lose this game. We allow the Panthers to basically sneak back into the fold. Okay, so I got to do some stuff behind the scenes because I really want this team to make the playoffs, at least make the playoffs this year, because we're in the negative. I'm going to risk losing the team if we stay in the red. Okay, so we're in week 12 right now. So let me see. Where's the Panthers game? Who do they play? If they play. Okay, so they do play this week, and they play the Jets. So we're going to force an away win. We're going to force the Jets to beat the Panthers, so that way if we lose, we don't lose a lot of ground. I hate to do this stuff behind the scenes, guys, but at this point, with this roster being the best roster that I feel like I've put together, for us not to miss out on the playoffs because we miss up on one game because we're playing the juggernaut that is the Tampa Bay Bucks this year, that's bad. I could force a win for us, but I feel like that we're going to lose. So I'm going to force the Panthers to lose as well, so we don't lose ground. But hopefully this doesn't come back to haunt me. Okay, so we did lose to the Bucks. That's what I expected. But the Panthers lost because I forced them to lose. So they're still at 5-6. The playoff picture is available for you for look at right now. So now I'm going to get a good idea of the playoff picture and where we are in terms of positioning. So this is pretty critical for us. So let's see. Are we even in the playoff picture? We are not. We're not even in the playoff picture right now. Oh, God. So the Bucks have the #1 seed. I got to look at the rest of the NFL and see what other records. Are a lot of teams like 6-5? Is that the deal? I got to take a look at this. Alrighty then. So let's go ahead and take a look here. We're going to have to do some stuff. Hate doing this, but still. Okay, so who else is 6-5? Okay, so Vikings, us. So all right. So let me see. Let me take a look at the rest of our schedule. So I'm going to have to do some stuff with us, obviously, as well. Okay. So force away win, that's us. Force home win, because that's us. Force home win. Force home win. Force away win. And our last game of the regular season is against the Bucks. So I'm gonna let that go for this next week. and see if we make the playoff picture or anything like that, because I've forced us to win at least this week against the Jaguars, and also the rest of the games up until the Bucs game, because I'm more than likely going to play that game. So let's see. So we're 7-5 right now, and we're still not in the playoff picture. Okay, so here's what I got to do. So let me check out the standings once again and see where we are at in terms of playoffs. I hate doing this forced wins thing, but you know, you just have to sometimes. So, how are we not in the playoff picture? The 49ers are also 7-5. Okay, so there's a lot of 7-5 teams. So Giants, Vikings, and 49ers. Okay, so Giants, Vikings, and 49ers, I think we're just going to have to mess with them. So, Giants, okay. So Giants, 49ers, Vikings, okay. 49ers, I think, are definitely a team that we could mess with. Okay, so rest of their schedule. A few games left. All right. Force home win. Force home win. Force away win. Force away win. And force away win. Okay. Giants. All right, Eagles. Force away win. Away win. All right, we've already messed with that one, so I'm not going to do that. Oh man, you know what? I'm not going to mess with that one. We'll force home win. Force the Cowboys to win. All right, okay. So I'm gonna just let the 49ers and I'm gonna let the 49ers and the Giants schedules be tampered with. Not gonna mess with the Vikings schedule yet. I'll wait to do that possibly next. I'll wait until maybe next week to do that. We're playing the Panthers this week. They're 5-7. We're 7-5, and yeah, okay. We're not in the playoff picture, but you know, maybe if circumstances happen, maybe we'll sneak into the playoff picture after this week or the week after that. But you know, we're losing time. Okay, so we got to win over the Panthers. What does that do for the playoff picture now? Are we in here? We are. Okay, so we are now in the playoff picture as the 6th seed. So that's good. So I don't think I'm going to be tampering with any more schedules. The Vikings are up to 5th now, but we are in the playoff picture. So that's where we're going with. Unfortunately, we have a new injury. So who's hurt now? Dante Jackson is out for 7 weeks with partial tear. Jeez. All right. Well, if we make the playoffs, he could possibly come back, but I'm going to go out and get a corner to help out with. Let's view weekly awards. Did somebody win an award this week? Hardman, 11 catches, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not bad. So Hardman won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. So shout out to him. We're going to have to sign a free agent corner. Let's see who's any good, who's out here. All right. Got to get a corner in here while Dante Jackson is hurt for 7 weeks. Rasul Douglas is the best guy, 79 overall. We're going to sign him to help out with the secondary until Dante comes back. That does mean that we're going to have to cut a player. I don't know who. I could obviously bring back, I could put Dante on IR, but yeah. All right, I'm going to put Laurie on practice squad. Somebody will probably pick him up, so his career as a Saint is probably done one way or another. All right. So we play the Packers this week. Of course, I've already forced us to win this game, even though Packers are 9-4. We're 8-5. Panthers are 5-8, so they're slipping back. I don't think they're not going to catch us. All right. And then we play the Giants this week. Of course, we won, So what's the playoff picture looking like now? Are we still in it? Yes, we're still the 6th seed. Giants have slipped down to 7th seed now because, I've tampered with their schedule. The 49ers are completely out of the playoff picture now. So I think that their season is just about done. So let's see. Let's play this game against the Giants. Let's get a win and make the playoffs. And, of course, we win again. We're 10-5, and we're still in the playoff picture. We actually have gotten up to the 5th seed. So not bad. I hate that this is the first way that we make the playoffs in this rebuild is forcing wins from us and also the rest of and also 2 other teams in the league, well, against 2 other teams in the league, I should say. But this is, I'm going to lose the team if this happens. We're minus $17 million now, so it's not like that bad. But if we operate another year in the negative, which would be next season, then I lose the team, and this is over. Because that's what happened with the San Antonio Express that used to be the Commanders. We operated in the red for 2 straight years, and when you do that in Madden, you lose the team, and you're done. You have to go somewhere else. That's something I never really figured out while playing as an owner in this game, is how to own a team, and, I don't know, to keep the finances in order and not lose the team, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this game against the Commanders, see if we win. Of course, we win. Playoff picture, and we are still at the 5th seed. The Vikings have actually slipped back into the playoff picture now, so they're back. Actually, I think they already were there, but I could be wrong. All right. I haven't forced a win against this game against the Bucks because I thought I'd play it because I thought it might be a do-or-die game. But I think right now that's not looking like the case. View weekly awards. You see, and Brock Purdy's like getting weekly awards now and everything like that. So, we're doing better now. All right. So I'm going to advance this week. Even if we lose to the Bucks, I'm not too worried about it because we got the 5th seed probably pretty much locked up, and we're going to make playoffs. And, of course, we lost. I expected that. But we are in the wild card round. Because we lost, we actually still are the 5th seed. But we do have to go on the road to play the Green Bay Packers. And eventually we are going to have to play our division rival and division winner, the vaunted Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who went 14-3 this season. It's going to be tough, but I just feel like that our roster, we can get something done. Hopefully we can go on a run this year and we can make this count. Because I feel like, because I did that with forcing wins to get the Express into the playoffs in my last rebuild. Now, this time, I got to redeem myself. If you cheat to get somewhere, then you need that to benefit you in the best way possible, which means that we got to go to Green Bay and we got to beat the Packers. And I got to be on my A game for this because even though we got, all these great players, there's always a chance to slip up in games like this. But hey, first playoff game of the rebuild, finally. Despite the fact that I forced us to get here with forcing wins and cheated the game, cheated the NFL, what do you want to call it? We are in the playoffs for the first time. I mean, normally in rebuilds, I make the playoffs at least the 3rd year. And we're already operating in the red. So I'm one more season in the negative away from losing the team. And I don't know how to get out of this depth. I'm guessing that we just have to, cut all of our best players. But I don't want to cut all of our best players if we're on the brink of being a playoff team. And this team did start out the season, 4-2. So we started off way better to the point where I guess I didn't really have to force wins. But I feel like if I didn't, we were getting injuries and all that stuff. So I did what I had to do, and now we're in the playoffs.
Tonight, from
and we are playing the Green Bay Packers. Wild card round on the road. We're going to be probably playing on the road for most of these playoffs, if not all of them. So we got to go out and we got to play our best football that we possibly can. We got to be smart with it. And we've already got a good drive going. 2nd and 2.
In the red zone. Back to throw, Purdy.
Hardman makes the catch. Gets into the end zone. First play, touchdown. Let's go.
Touchdown.
Or at least first play that I'm controlling.
Hardman.
Nice job, Hardman. All right. Well, of course, the Packers are going to come back because even though our defense is better this season, we're not the 85 Bears out here.
On 3rd down.
Ooh, incomplete. Good hit. Nice job by Simpson jarring that ball loose. So the Packers get a field goal. We're back on offense. We got a 1st down and 10. We're back in the red zone operating. Let's run this football.
Great field position, 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Kamara, break a tackle, gets the 1st down. 1st and goal, let's go. Let's go to the inside
zone. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down. Try to pound it in, Kamara.
And Kamara, it's down to the 1. Okay. He's almost in, but he didn't quite get in there.
Right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Kamara.
Touchdown, Kamara.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
We are up by a 2-score lead. And of course, the Packers can come back at any time, so this game is far from over, trust me. All right, 3rd down and 1, 2nd quarter now.
Big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. Here's Kamara trying to run for
by Kamara to get the 1st. He's running hard.
And he's going to have a 1st.
Also, the Saints have been in the playoffs. All right, it is 3rd and 8.
So here's the situation upcoming. 2nd quarter, 3rd down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. Purdy now to throw off the play action.
Debo! Let's go! But nice. Perfect throw by Purdy. First and goal.
Now a first down
2-minute warning. Oh, okay. Well, Kamara didn't really do too much there. So 2-minute warning. We're up 14-3. We can pack on more. If we get 7 here, that's going to make it pretty tough for them to come back, I feel. But, hey, we've got to do something.
2nd and goal operating from the 8-yard line.
It's maybe risky. We're going to go quarterback
now
draw.
This is going to be a quarterback draw.
Come on, Purdy.
And they'll get this from the
Let's go with a no huddle here. It's 3rd down and goal. Big fan of operating here. It's 3rd and goal. Do it.
Purdy.
Oh boy, Purdy.
Flush to his right. Touchdown.
That was a risky throw, but I got it to Hardman for the score. Let's go. 2nd touchdown of the game for Hardman. It wasn't the best throw I could have made, but it was decent. All right, and we're up 21-3. 1 minute to go in the 2nd. We go for more here, so let's go ahead and do it.
In the 2nd quarter.
Hardman again. Oh, that was a bad
incomplete.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the 1st half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him. But
in the middle, there we go. Can't forget about Olave. Timeout. If the game doesn't freeze. Timeout.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Saints
got like, what, 55?
Timeouts.
We got 45.
With 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Purdy now to throw.
Hardman, break off. There we go. 1st down. Get out of bounds. There we go. Preserve some of that clock. What? Oh, on the defense. Okay.
Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle.
Ooh! Oh, one-hander Hardman! Let's go! Touchdown number 3 for Mecole Hardman. He's unstoppable. Let's go. And we're starting to run the Packers out of Lambeau Field in this one. Well, they got a field goal, so.
So the
2 in the third
situation is
quarter.
third down in the third quarter, and this defense just trying to get the ball back to their offense
Go with a draw
to get
play
back
here.
in this contest.
We can pick up this
A
first.
busy night
We go
continues for
Kamara.
Kamara.
Easy first down. Let's
And
go.
he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Beautiful.
The 71-yard.
All right, and we went to get a field goal, so that's great. We're still up 25. First time playing defense. It's 4th and 1. This kind of do or die territory for the Packers. You know, start of the fourth quarter.
And they are going on 4th down.
Vita. Well, we could have picked that, but we still knocked it down. Turnover on downs. Great deflection by Simpson. I think this game is all but over.
Nothing to lose now. This
Still
offense
down by
forced to
18
go
from the
for it.
Packers.
Down a bunch here in the fourth quarter.
It's 4th and 7.
Desperation time here. Love on
Interception. Lattimore shuts the door. Let's go. Beautiful. Perfect. Best player on our team making the biggest play. That's perfect. And we are going to the divisional round of the playoffs. We smoked the Packers 31-20. Mecole Hardman had 3 touchdowns. He's got to be NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He's definitely found new life in New Orleans this year. Glad I signed him. But Debo also had a pretty good game, and Brock Purdy was great in his first playoff game as a Saint. Not only that, but we got a steady dose of the run game from Alvin Kamara. We needed it. Defense played very well. All-around great team effort win in the postseason. First time the Saints have won a playoff game, I think, since 2020. That's when they played the Bears, and they won that game. So that's huge. Absolutely huge. All right, well, the journey's far from over. We're going to the divisional round. Still got a lot of work to do. All right, playing the divisional round against, oh boy, I knew I was going to have to play them soon. Let me go ahead and check out the weekly awards, and it was Hooker who actually won NFC Defensive Player of the Week with 8 tackles, 2 interceptions. Nice job. And Archie Manning, I forgot, Arch was in Seattle now. A new ability unlocked for Will Campbell. What's this? Okay, unspin. Blockers with this ability defend against rip pass rush moves as if they had an additional resistance point. Blockers with this ability defend against spin pass rush moves if they had additional spin or rip. One way or another, I think. Go tough nut, I guess. All right. So, new ability has been unlocked for Will Campbell, who's an 88 overall. Now, he's a draft pick who's actually performed very well. So, that's pretty positive. All right, so let's check out the playoff bracket. Let's see what also happened in the wild card. Okay, so the Jaguars beat the Jets. Chiefs beat the Colts. Raiders beat the Ravens. So, all of the lower seed wild card teams won in the AFC. So, it's Chargers, Jaguars, Raiders, Chiefs. Classic rivalry there. Cowboys beat the Eagles, the Seahawks beat the Vikings, and, of course, we beat the Packers. So it's Dallas, Seattle, and us against the Bucs. Oh, winner goes to the NFC Championship game. Wow. But this Bucs team, I think, is pretty tough. I got to take a look at this Bucs roster and see what has made them so good, because we got Vita Vea from them. So I want to see, who they have who is pretty tough. I want to take a look at their roster. Because I got to do some scouting here. I don't really do scouting very much, but I got to take a look at this roster. Okay, so they have Quinn Ewers as their starting quarterback. He's an 87 overall. Got a bunch of random quarterbacks who I don't know anything about. Rashard White is only an 87, but they have an 83 Donovan Edwards. Ooh, Michigan. So they got Donovan Edwards. Fullback. What's their fullback rating? 71. That's not bad. Godwin, 93. 87 Mike Evans. 83 Burks. Tight end, they have Juice Vereen. I don't know who he is, but he's probably a real player. 84 tight end. With a name like that, he better be good. Tristan was a 99 left tackle. Wow. Donovan Jackson's 84. 80 Ryan Kelly. 82 Corbett. 85. Okay, so they got a pretty good offensive line. They got an 86, a 78 defensive end. 88 defensive tackle, 80 left outside linebacker, 90 Devin White, 78 right outside linebacker, 88, 87, 83. Free safety is 95, Antoine Winfield Jr., 87. You got a 71 kicker and a 76 punter. Okay. Well, this team doesn't look as daunting. I mean, Tristan Wirfs is their best player at a 99 overall for the left tackle, but that doesn't really concern me as much. If Brock Purdy can't beat Quinn Ewers, then I don't know what to say. But we got to go once again on the road to play our rivals for the right to go to the NFC Championship game. Oh, boy. I really don't want the road to end here because I don't want to have done all of that forced wins and all that, tampering, you can call it that, cheating, whatever, and not have it end in a chance to at least be in the Super Bowl. But we still have to win 2 games just to get there.
Today.
And winning in the NFL is never easy week to week in the regular season. So are we on offense or are we on defense first? All right, well, we're on offense first. And this is the first play of the game. Folks are wearing their gray uniforms. I didn't default to that, but they must have done it by the computer. First play, good run by Alvin Kamara. So let's start out again.
It's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. Shotgun now with Purdy.
Here we go, Otten, the former Buck, making plays against his team.
Down, but not before he works
want to have it any other
50.
way.
He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Here's Purdy.
Hardman can pick up where he left off last week. Now that was good defense by that guy.
Hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara.
Not much gain there. We got
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team.
I don't know why I picked the screen play there. The screens hardly ever work in this game. But Mecole Hardman on a slant works way better. Outrunner touched. Oh, no, he didn't get the touchdown. He's down at the 1. Still, Mecole Hardman picking up right where he left off in the Packers game.
They were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room.
Pounded in there, touchdown out. Let's go. Perfect way to open the game.
Alvin Kamara. It's a 1 yard.
All right. So our defense held strong.
On the scoreboard, but now what can they design here to disrupt this third down play?
Bonolave. Oh! He was open too. If I just lob that higher, it's a touchdown probably. Well, I hate to settle for field goals so early in the game, but Bass.
On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt.
Tyler.
The kick by
Bass's kick is good, so we at least go up by 10.
And that will extend their lead.
I'll take it, but that probably was a blown opportunity. And in games like this against a team that is better than us on paper, with our record and everything, the record and everything like that, you want as many touchdowns as you can get. Because look, they come right back with a touchdown and they close the gap to 3. Second and 4, 2-minute warning.
Second and 4, the football inside the red zone.
Guys, we got to cash in here. We got to get something. We got to get something here.
Out of the gun, Purdy. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
I have no words at all.
Coming up here, this defense looking
at least we forced him into a 3rd and 17.
In the second quarter.
Are they going to run this?
On third down, they're going to run
do.
for it here.
Okay, well, we're going to call timeout then. So we're going to get the ball back.
No gain on the
Still
play
in this
there. Nice
second
job
quarter.
defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation.
At least the defense held strong, but that was a bad interception.
Here in this first half as we get you back out to the action. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Woo, one-hander. Let's go. Let's go.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Being chased out left.
Did I? Oh my God! I'm such. I'm an idiot. That was just an awful throw.
We have a red zone update. This defense stacked up here with a 1st and 10.
I'm not even blaming Tony for that. That was my own fault. I got too cute. Just like throw it in a regular place. Don't try to get fancy. Just run it with 30 instead of forcing a bad throw. 2 awful interceptions in the first half. That was awful. That was terrible.
2nd and 4.
Come on. Get there. Get there with the sack. Let's go. We got Ewers down. Nice job, defense. Okay. How much time do they have? Like, oh, they ran out of time. Wow. Okay, so that sack was huge. They couldn't even get back to the line because they were out of timeouts. All right. We're going into halftime. Well, going into halftime, we're still up by 3, but not happy about the way that first half ended. 2 interceptions on back-to-back drives, and we could have had touchdowns on those drives. And now we just gotta pick up our pants and figure out what we can do. Meanwhile, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks. Yep, there we go. Right on cue. Bucks have a good drive on us.
What can this defense do as they look to hold on to their second half lead? 1st down. Here's Wright.
That was a decent 3-yard run.
Get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Nice.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
It's definitely
one back in the backfield. He'll get the carry.
Facing the play.
And stopped a few
I don't know
yards
what
shy of the goal line at the 56 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball.
Donovan Edwards too. Must have a decent 2-back system. That's probably why they're this good. And they take the lead on us with a touchdown pass.
From 3 yards out.
I think that's that tight end juice. All right, we're in the 4th quarter. It's still 14-10. We got a 1st and goal here. Let's get this lead back right now.
1st and goal in the red zone.
Kamara, touchdown. There we go. That's just what we needed. 2nd rushing touchdown of the game for Kamara. Put us back on top. That's just what we needed. It's 4th quarter. It's crunch time. All right, and we're back on offense. We got to be smart as Einstein with this football.
All 3 timeouts. So can the offense manage things and milk this clock away?
All right, that was a decent 3-yard game.
We'll get this to about the 38.
We're not going to be stupid.
From the 38
we're going to play conservative. I know that gets you beat sometimes. We got to do it. This team is better than us. We're up by 3. 2-minute warning. We get this 1st down. I think we can win this game. I think that might do it. This 1st down. Inside zone. 2 yards, guys. Come on, just get 2 yards.
They can't stop him here. Again, it's Kamara.
Yes. Yes. Good job, Kamara. Nice job. Nice job.
And now right out of the 2-minute break.
How many more timeouts do they have? They actually have 2 left. So we still got to run, but we also got to pick up successful yards.
They come up 1st and 10. On the counter.
Good blocking, guys. Good blocking. All right, good. We got 8 yards. I know I'm getting too hyped up about an 8-yard run, but that was a good 8-yard run that we needed so much.
In this 4th quarter of play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And they'll fake the jet sweep there.
There we go, Kamara. Get your way in the tackles and get around it. Let's go.
It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory.
They're out of timeouts. I'm going to run it one more time and then go with the kneel downs. because we're in field goal range.
Kamara up the middle.
Another first down run by Kamara.
He'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Now we can start doing the quarterback victory formation in Tampa. This is the toughest team. Then again, I say that. I mean, it won't get any easier, I think, next week in the NFC Championship. I don't know who we're going to play. It's going to be I think it's either the Cowboys or somebody else, which is going to be very tough. We're probably going to have to go on the road once again to play that game. Go ahead and take a knee. Get that clock winding down. No doubt, this was a tough deal. Just get me into the playoffs, and I'll see what I can do as far as making a run with this team. Very narrow win, but we're headed to the NFC Championship game. Finally, in year 5. Finally headed there. It took a long time, and it took forcing wins, but we're headed to the brink.
They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game.
To do it in Tampa, it's big time. Going to do it. We are headed to the NFC Championship game next week. Beat the Bucks. Wasn't easy.
So
we played terrible at the end of the first half, but we were able to overcome those 2 terrible interceptions I threw with Brock Purdy, and we were able to fight our way to a win. This Tampa Bay team was tough. They're pretty loaded at every position, but in the end, we were able to find a way. We found a way to beat them. Big time. Big time stuff. Wow. Okay. Well, we still got the journey's still not done yet. We've still got decent amount of work to do to finish this, but we got to finish it. 2027. Might be the year of the Saints. Finally. I mean, this roster is decent. This roster is good enough to be competitive in the playoffs, at the very least. And we are going to play the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game. We got to go up there to play in Let's Be Weekly Awards. I'm sure we got some of them. Simpson, 7 tackles, 2 interceptions. Player of the Week on NFC defense. Nice job. All right. Well, I thought last week might be easy. This one may be tougher. I mean, the Cowboys are 11-6, just like us. Tampa was the best team and the most difficult team. Well, maybe not the most difficult team, but they had the best record. But we took down the number 1 seed. So the Cowboys now get to host an NFC Championship game in their backyard. We got to go. I got to go up to Dallas and play my team in my Saints rebuild to go to the Super Bowl. I've dealt with this before in past rebuilds, but it's always tough. Because I just don't know. All right. So let's take a look at the division round. The Chargers beat the Jaguars, and the Raiders beat the Chiefs. So, wow, Mahomes will not be going back to the NFC Championship. So it is Chargers, Raiders, and us against the Cowboys. So, like I did with the Bucks, I want to take a look at the Cowboys and see who their top players are. It looks like that they have a 99 overall CeeDee Lamb, but I got a feeling he's not the only member of the 99 club that they have. So, I'm going to take a look and see who else on the Cowboys is elite. So let's see. They still have Dak, but Dak's only an 88, so he's probably hit his ceiling now. He's been in the league at this point for 11 years, so he's probably just starting to regress. They have a guy named Nelson Owens as their backup quarterback, wearing Cooper Willingham as their 3rd stringer, the former Patriot. How about that? J.K. Dobbins is their starting running back. Okay. Obviously, no Tony Pollard, no Zeke. Greg Clark, DeAndre Peppers. I don't even think he's real. Fullback is Daniel Carter. That name rings a bell. CD Calvin Ridley. They got Calvin Ridley. Tyler Boyd, and they got Trey Tucker. Jeremiah Smith, Jonathan. Okay, these are like random players. Jake Ferguson, still their tight end. Oscar Rutledge. Hey! And Jonathan McPherson, left tackle. No Tyron Smith. He's probably retired by now. Lambert, A.J. Jackson. So 79, 95 Tyler Smith, 74 Robert Hainsley, center. Right guard 83 Cole Huston out of Texas. 80 overall Greg Bishop. So their offensive line is not too dominant. 83 DeMarcus Lawrence. Lawrence is only at 83 right now. Okay. John Morgan and Bob Russell. Micah is 99, but is he injured? He must have gotten injured. We may not face him. Okay, favorite defensive tackles, Clyde, Demetrius Seed. Okay, so Mozzie Smith is still here. 82 left defensive tackle. 73, 79, and 79. So linebackers aren't even in the 80s. They have a 92 Diggs and a 92 Bland. Chris Abrams Drain, 81 corner. Beasley, 72. Free safety. Obviously, we have their starting safeties. 79, 81 Sidney Brown. 74 kicker and a 73 punter. Okay, so they don't really have... This team looks... We should be able to compete with this team okay. I want to take a look and see the injury report because I saw the injury symbol next to Micah Parsons' name. Can I look at the Cowboys injury report? Okay, I can. So Micah Parsons is going to miss the NFC Championship game with a broken tailbone. Wow. And also, Weaver's going to miss the game, and so is Diaz, but he's probably a backup, and Roth is their backup. But that's big. Micah Parsons has a broken tailbone, and he's going to have to miss the game. So that is huge for us. We should be able to get a win in this game in the NFC Championship with Micah Parsons being on the sidelines. So we only have to deal with 199 player and that CeeDee Lamb. But, hey, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, so I know that this team is not, like, going to just roll over. But with Dak being only in an 88, that doesn't scare me too much. J.K. Dobbins is not really an overall dominant running back, so, and not to mention the offensive line looks like they only got guys in like the low 80s and 70s. So I'm not too worried, but I am worried because I threw two terrible interceptions with Brock Purdy at the end of that first half. That could have ultimately cost us the game because it did give the Bucs a chance to get the lead back, which they did on us.
In Arlington.
I can't afford to have as bad a performance with Brock Purdy as I did in the last game. Got to do better than that. All right. Well, first play of the game. Let's get going.
First play, and Purdy wants to throw it.
Here we go, Hardman.
This one complete to Mecole Hardman.
Hardman on the slant, first down.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on
hate to do this
first
to you,
and 10.
Cowboys, but I got a team to finish rebuilding.
The first carry now. This is
Ooh!
Kamara.
Bland came up and hit stick Kamara right in the face.
Just a yard up to the 39. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Throwing here, Purdy.
Ooh,
Flushed
just
out
get away
right.
from him. Just run, Purdy. It's a big hit, but he still got the first.
Before being tackled
for the team.
Give him 10
Nice
that
job, Brock.
time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it.
All right, Kamara.
They'll
That
get this out to
linebacker.
Kamara.
And we got another first
Taking it
down.
across
Nice
midfield
job.
and just shy
The
of
ball
the
very
40.
well on this drive.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. They run it again with Kamara. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Purdy off the play fake.
Here we go.
This pass going to be caught by Hardman.
5-yard pickup by Hardman.
It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Purdy bootlegging it.
Some of these new plays. Oh,
And they're going to get him. He's
D-Law gets a sack on
the
us.
28.
We still have to deal with him, even though he's an 83. He's not as dominant as he used to be. He's still an 83.
As he gets in there to drop it.
Now it's 3rd and 13.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Hardman to break away from him, get that first, and he's gonna go. Touchdown, Hardman. And that's his 4th touchdown of the postseason. Let's go.
28 yards.
Just what we needed to open the score. Cowboys answered. 3rd down and 7.
Here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the 2nd quarter. Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. Man,
get away!
Come
on, Devo.
And this play comes to a halt.
Well, let's go with a 50-yard field goal.
Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt.
Bass.
The kick by Bass
got
is
it.
good.
Take the lead back.
And they take the lead here.
We need touchdowns, not field goals in the NFC Championship, though. So I'm walking away underwhelmed. And of course, Dallas takes the lead right back. 1st and goal, though.
Really
Was
nice
a 2-minute warning? Okay, all right. Let's get the lead back before the half.
2 minutes remain in the 1st half of this NFC Championship. Purdy looking to throw.
May not have been the best option there, but
out here at the 3-yard line.
We'll take that.
They'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing.
Mara in the end zone for 6. Let's go.
Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara.
And of course, Dallas once again takes the lead. Got 15 seconds, 3rd and 10. Get a field goal attempt, probably if we complete one more pass.
On 3rd and long. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Now a battle for
Did he catch it? Yes! Oh my gosh, Debo, that was clutch at the end of the 1st half. That's huge. Wow. Perfect pass by Purdy as well. Huge. All right, now we're in the 3rd quarter on defense for the first time. 3rd and 14. All right, Dak, what are you going to do?
In the 3rd quarter.
3rd and 14. Come on, D.
3rd and long for Prescott.
Oh, guys.
Eluding the pressure.
Okay, good. He stepped out of bounds. He had some extra real estate. That was 3rd and long, too, so they didn't get the conversion. Well, Cowboys did tie it, though, and we're back on defense to the 3rd and 6. And it's in the 4th quarter.
Tie game. This defense looking for a huge 3rd down stop. Prescott.
Prescott just threw that thing away. Jeez, Dak. They weren't in field goal range, so they didn't kick it.
So we have a red zone alert. Tie game,
in the red
4th
zone.
quarter. Very likely a deciding moment in this contest. A 2nd down throw for Prescott.
He just threw that away again. Wow.
Is incomplete.
And in the 2nd half of the tie game,
I've seen him just like roll out and throw it away because the
and
pressure
here,
gets
if
right
he
in his
forces this
face.
ball, it could be intercepted. So
3rd
that's
and
the
9.
prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
Out of his hands quickly to
Flag.
CeeDee
Some
Lamb.
tell me this is
And
rough
he's going to be
passer.
taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback?
I could tell the instant that I got to Dak that was going to be
and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Incomplete.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Tight
The line
defense.
of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. On play action, Prescott.
Sack. Let's go. Big time play by Max Murphy. Finally got a value play out of him. Let's go. Beautiful. All right, now that's a loss, so it's going to take him longer to get this into the end zone.
Give to the fullback on the dive.
Are they get him down? Okay, good. Okay. If the fullback would have broken every single tackle and scored, I would have thrown my controller.
Well, it's 6, maybe 7.
All right. Well, they're going to kick a field goal. So we dodged a little bit of a bullet there. We're going to get the ball back with 2 minutes to go to either tie it or take the lead.
And they have taken the lead here in the
to win. We're not going for the tie. We're going for the win. I'm going for the win on this drive. Looks like they're going to give us the whole drive.
Set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that. With a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the fourth quarter.
Just run it.
This possession
run out of bounds.
Gigantic. And he gets us up just shy.
I got nervous. I did.
He's out of bounds. Second and
this
6
is
coming
the drive. This is the drive. This is it.
Purdy from the gun. Escaping the pressure right. Drops this off to Kamara
I didn't give him a chance to do it. Now it's 3rd down and 4.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver.
Good catch.
You're aware of that before the game even begins.
2-minute warning.
But
we still have a long way to go.
You want to be aware of him.
3 of our timeouts.
Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here's Purdy to throw. Able to find
Gallup doing it against his old team. Perfect.
Into enemy territory. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Flush to his right.
Just throw it away. Got that off just in time. I felt DeMarcus Lawrence on my shoulder pads.
Another try. 2nd and 10 now. Purdy to throw.
Break up that route. Catch that. There we go. Another 1st down. All right.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line.
I'm not throwing out the possibility of 7. Okay, that was a tough throw to make, but he got it.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Throwing, Purdy. Forced out to his left. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
All right, 2nd and 2. I don't want to get conservative here just yet.
As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. Here comes 2nd down. To throw is Purdy.
Kamara, face mask. That's going to put us at the half-yard line. Wow, big time catch by Kamara. Face mask. Yeah, that's going to put us at the 1. Okay.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy
I kind of don't want to score, but the ball is basically at the half-yard line, so they may just let us in. And sure enough, they did. So we get a touchdown to take the lead back, but they have all 3 other timeouts left. But 40 seconds, that's not a whole lot of time. And actually 37.
Only 2 timeouts.
But they need a touchdown. They don't need a field goal. It won't help them. They need a touchdown to win.
As we'll head back in for the final moments of this one.
Tackle. Let's see what you're made of. Ooh, that was a big hit.
Underneath to his running back, complete. All 3 timeouts remain.
They took one of their timeouts. They have 2 left.
It's 1st and 10.
All right, guys, come on. We're on the doorstep of the Super Bowl, of getting there. Come on.
Here's Dak.
I'm down. There we go. I'm with the fullback escape.
Down after a gain of 8.
Timeout call.
They'll say you can have that. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout
stuff already, but at this point, I don't think they have enough.
18 seconds remaining. Now Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Intercepted. Game over. And it's Malik Hooker. Another former Cowboy does it to ice the game. Gallup had a big play, and Malik Hooker gets the game-ending interception. Let's go. It's too perfect. And we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl.
unbelievable
Oh
victory.
man, this has been a
Moving
tough
on to the
rebuild, but
Super
I'm
Bowl.
finally got the
Only
Saints in the
hope that
Super
these
Bowl.
players understand exactly who is behind that trophy. George S. Hallis, one of the creators of this great game of football of ours and creator of the NFL.
That was a tough one.
What an amazing
Dallas,
feeling
you
and
know,
an amazing
they
accomplishment.
were a tough bunch.
And that will
They
do
still
it
had a
for
lot of the
this
core
one.
from
For
the very
Charles
first
Davis,
year of
myself, and the entire crew,
this
we'll see you
rebuild.
in 2 weeks
So
at the Super Bowl.
wasn't easy. But we're going to the Super Bowl. We got a chance to complete the rebuild, finish the job in the big game on the big stage. Whew. Wow. Let's see who we're playing in the Super Bowl. It's the Chargers. So we're going to be playing the LA Chargers in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to view Pro Bowl rosters because we won't have any this year because we're obviously playing in the bigger game. Purdy and Hooker finished with NFC Player of the Week honors. Hooker had 7 picks and interception. Purdy was had 364 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. He was sacked twice. No big deal though. We got the win, and Brock Purdy's gotten us back to the Super Bowl. So the Saints, this is their first Super Bowl appearance since 2009, when Drew Brees, who I made the owner, was the quarterback. Now he's in the owner's box watching his team try to win a championship. Once again. All right, well, let's take a look at the Chargers roster. They're 13-4. So obviously they've had a very good season, probably just as good as the Bucs, who we faced. So I got to imagine this team is just as good. So let's actually take a look at the Chargers. Let's see who their best player is. So it looks like they got a 95 Justin Herbert. So let's take a look at the Chargers roster and see who else is their good player. So Justin Herbert's your top player, 95 overall quarterback. They got a 60 KJ Jefferson, and Tommy DeVito's there, 58 overall. Travis Etienne, 97 running back. Jeez, and they have an 86 Chuba Hubbard. He's hurt though; he won't play. And Judkins from Ole Miss, 82. He was a guy I was actually considering drafting the first year of this rebuild to give Kamara some backup, but the Chargers took him. Hunter Lipke, the former Cowboy, is their starting fullback, 69 overall. Palmer, 90. 89, Mike Williams. 85, Noah Rogers. Not a bad receiving core. 82, Gerald Everett. Slater, 95, left tackle. 83, left guard. 77, center. Okay. 80, right guard. Right tackle's an 86. 78, defensive end. And an 80 defensive ends. The defensive ends aren't really that great. 90, 79, 76. Left outside linebacker. Oh, Joey Bosa's a linebacker now. Okay, I forgot he was there. 89, 81, 87. Okay, so not a bad linebacking core. Asante Samuel Jr. is a 91 overall. And they have an 88 and an 80 corner. Fentrell Cypress. So I remember drafting him, I think, in the Seahawks rebuild, if I recall. Malachi Starks, I remember drafting him. And Derwin James, 91 overall. It's an 88 and a 91. Kicker, 73, 73 punter. Well, with Justin Herbert as your starting quarterback, that makes things pretty tough. And he's got a pretty good cast of characters. So this is going to be a tough Super Bowl. I wonder where the Super Bowl is being played. I don't know. By 2027, where the Super Bowl is supposed to be played. But it's probably not like it is in Madden. It's probably in a random stadium. All right. Well, a rebuild in my mind, even though I've done rebuilds where I haven't led, the rebuild is not complete until a Super Bowl championship is won. And that's what I'm here to do with the Saints. This has been one of my tougher rebuilds. It took us 5 years to make the playoffs, and that was with forcing wins. If I did that in Seattle, it probably would have helped. But that Seahawks rebuild took a long time to get through. I didn't even make the playoffs in the last year, I think.
tonight.
So we're going to play the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. So a stadium that we were at just a few weeks ago, we have returned to playing against the Chargers here. So let's go. Super Bowl 62. That's the game that we're playing in right now. We got to start off this game with a banger. So let's run the football. Give Alvin Kamara a chance to go to work.
And not much to speak of.
Well, he gets 1 yard on the first play.
To the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Oh, Kamara. Oh, he's gone. Is he? Don't let him catch it. 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 Oh, okay. Still, huge run. Wow. How about that for a first drive? Let's give it to him again. Let him finish this drive off.
Opening drive of this Super Bowl. A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's first and goal. Now they show jet sweep instead, a run up the middle here.
Not a
stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. A give. This is Kamara. And now
line isn't open.
there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. A big one here early in this Super Bowl. It's third and goal. Now Purdy.
Get in there, Purdy. Wow. Not the best design play, but Brock Purdy gets us a rushing touchdown to open up the scoring. Not on the bingo card, but I said, you know what? Hey, got to get it. Got to get that first score.
This defense up against a 1st and 10.
1st and 10. Chargers on the march.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
Let's get ETN now. Yeah, he's going to be the toughest. It's a 90.
Officially, it's a 1-yard
running
loss.
back.
That's going to bring up second and 11.
97 Travis Etienne is
Here's Herbert.
scary. Get him down. Sack him. Beautiful. Let's go. Just what we needed. Huge sack right there. Andrew Anderson. Let's go.
He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss.
3rd and 23.
Third and
way back. Incomplete. Kick the field.
It's incomplete.
Good job, Dean.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed.
The Chargers get on the board with the field goal.
Complete that pass.
Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Olave, is that going to be pass interference? I would hope so. Yep, it is. 1st and 10. Nice. 3rd and 4. You know what I've just noticed? I can't get too distracted by the environment. I gotta make plays. Kate Otten, 1st down. Let's go. But back, it says Super Bowl 50, I think, or 60. 55, which is where the Super Bowl was played in 2020, because it was played in Tampa. They just haven't changed the logo. So it's kind of interesting. But that Super Bowl happened like well before this game came out. They must have just kept it there for like the maybe like in-game mode purposes or something like that. I don't know. It looks weird. That the Super Bowl that is being played, it does not match the logo back there, which is lazy on EA's part, but hey, I think by 2027 in this mode, they didn't account for Super Bowl stadiums. Like even in the second year, they play the Super Bowl at Cowboy Stadium, but in next year, I think the Super Bowl is supposed to be played. I don't know where it's supposed to be played, but I know it's not at Cowboy Stadium because I looked it up. So I don't know where they got that from. But anyway, Kate Otten gets the touchdown, and we go up 14-3. Nice job. I don't know. I just noticed that.
First half of action,
you know, whatever. At least there's logos, but it's like a throwback to like the 2020 Super Bowl. All I can think about is that halftime show where the Weeknd was like going through all the House of Mirrors, just trying to find his way through there. And Nicole Hardman is gone. Oh, he's not gone. He ran out of bounds. Okay, I haven't done like a pause moment in Madden in a long time, but you guys are gonna get a pause moment today. So, like, this is in a normal world, like, Hardman is gone. Like, seriously. Got a mismatch against a linebacker. This is going to be vid every time. But you see here, like, he's off to the races. Like, there's no chance of him catching him. And it's like all of a sudden he goes into, like, it's all of a sudden in this game, like, even if I don't move the stick like to the left a little bit, he just like randomly starts going left and saying, you know what, I'm going to tightrope the sideline. And he just steps out of bounds. That animation is so dumb. I've seen it happen in other games too. Just ridiculous. Seriously. The mechanics of this game are just awful. I don't expect too many improvements on PS5 when I eventually switch to that next-gen console. So, I don't know. But you know what? I'm not going to get into that. Otten couldn't quite get in.
And the Saints are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way.
Could go quickly, but I want to kind of eat some time off the clock so I don't give the Chargers a whole lot of time to go down the field and return the favor. Seconds.
Kamara.
Snap the ball.
Is in.
And touchdown Kamara. Big time. 15, but here come the Chargers. Coming back in the third quarter a little bit on us. Only down by 8. Got a first down and 10 here.
Good position. Can they finish the drive off? Let's find out. It's first and 10.
Chris Olave's running an out route, but he catches it. Defender falls down. Touchdown Saints. Let's go. Can't forget about Chris Olave. He's kind of been a forgotten man, and he's our top receiver because Hardman's been getting a lot of the plays. But, hey, you know, can't forget you, Olave. You're one of the originals. With that, we're still up 15, but we can make it more with this long field goal by Bass, and he gets it. 58 yards, that's got to be a Super Bowl record. I'm shocked that it wasn't. Awesome. Up by 18 points in the fourth quarter. We just got to play tight defense on a few more drives, and we'll walk out of here as champions. Let's do it. And that's not doing it. Everett got loose, but I took a bad angle with that defensive back, so that's mostly my fault. The Chargers get in.
It's a third down
now it's only an 11-point game.
Time to see if this defense is up to the task.
Pick up this third down, please.
Here's Kamara trying to
pick up this first down and third down. Kamara busts through first down. 145 yards on the ground, 20 carries. Probably going to win the MVP, but I don't know. It may be Purdy.
It's a third down situation in the fourth quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task.
Get this first, it's probably over. Hardman open again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And down inside the 15,
this game
shy of the 10.
We're going to finish this rebuild and we're going to be Super Bowl champions. The Steelers rebuild only took me 2 years as well, so it kind of feels good that this is a rebuild that actually took some length of time. I didn't think it would take 5 years, but, and I know that this one doesn't feel as satisfying because I forced the wins on other opponents' schedule, including ours. So
5 points of contact necessary.
It's not as satisfying, but I could not afford to operate in the negative next year to lose the team. Maybe winning the Super Bowl will finally pull us out of the negative. It's like, hey, winning a championship, like, hey, they'll give us whatever they need. This is going to make a whole lot of money. but I could be dead wrong.
Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
I'm not saying we bought a championship because I think there were teams that we faced during this playoffs that had way more talented rosters than we did. But in the end, we finish on top. I'm just going to run this. I don't know why they're telling me to pass. I'm just going to run it.
It's a run for Camara.
Even if we don't get this first, it's not the 5-yard line. Making them just use their timeouts.
Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
Bass is true. 14-point deficit for the Chargers to overcome in 149. I don't think Justin Herbert's capable of doing that. They're going to have to recover an onside kick just to get a chance to tie it. Chargers do score, so they're going to make this game a little bit more interesting. Making it interesting in the end, but we get the onside kick recovery. Debo on the hands team, and we're going to walk away as champions. We're the world champions. New Orleans Saints took Sean McVay, took some good free agent signings, some trades this offseason.
That's so true.
We're world champions.
Like NFL football
Brock Purdy got us to the promised land. We had a lot of similar players that we started out this rebuild with, guys like Marshawn Lattimore, Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave. They've been with us since the beginning. We just needed to get some more skill position players to help out. We did that.
Clean in a game like this with all these points.
There you have it.
Very often, even at the
another rebuild complete in Madden 24. This time it's the New Orleans Saints walking away as world champs. First Super Bowl win since 2009. Like I said, didn't feel like it would take me 5 years to rebuild this team into a champion, but that's what it took. And there you have it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi
Brock Purdy is the MVP. 259 yards, 2 TDs, no picks, had a clean game. He was his best on Pro Football's biggest stage. So
we will see you next season right
that's
here
beautiful.
On EA Sports.
Hold up that trophy, guys. Y'all have earned it. Rebuild complete. New Orleans Saints are world champions. Well, I really don't see any other teams worth rebuilding in Madden 24, so I think it's going to be the Cowboys season. Next live stream. Next series. So, that's what we're looking like. I'm still going to look at a couple of things. I'm going to look at the year-by-year history of this rebuild just to kind of give us an idea. Okay, we'll get to all that at the bottom. So we win our first championship. So the Saints win their first championship since 2009. I led them to the promised land with Drew Brees as the owner. 2-time Super Bowl champion. The MVP is Brock Purdy. The NFL MVP actually went to Quinn Ewers. Coach of the year was Robert Saleh of the Jets. Chris Godwin won Offensive Player of the Year for the Bucs. Defensive Player of the Year went to Max Crosby of the Raiders. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Elijah Brown of the Raiders. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, Aiden Breland with the Raiders. So the Raiders had 2 Rookies of the Year. All right, so let's take a look at the original history. So Cowboys won their 6th championship in the first year. Falcons won their first championship in year 2. They got back to the Super Bowl the next year and they lost to the Chiefs, who won their 4th. And last season it was the Panthers winning. And once again, a team from the NFC South is world champions. So we got it done. And this is why I had to do what I had to do with forcing wins to make sure that we made the postseason. Because there's the financial probation warning. You have ended the season with a negative balance. If this is not corrected before the deadline, your position will be terminated. Deadline end of next season. Well, how am I supposed to get out of minus $36 million? I had to go pay for those players. We had to do what we had to do. And we got it done. We operated in the negative. We tampered with NFL teams by paying them to lose and paying others to win. But when we got to the playoffs, it was all us. There was no tampering. We won in the playoffs our own way. Let's go ahead and view weekly awards as well. So Purdy and Vea won. Purdy also won the MVP of the Super Bowl. So there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and advance to next week. I want to see if anybody retired. See if anybody retired on top as a champion of the Saints with the Saints. So let's see if that happened. I kind of hope it did, but you never know. All right, let's view retirements. So we actually had a bunch of retirements, but you know what? So Geno Smith retired after 15 years. He was our backup quarterback this season. Geno Smith will retire with the Super Bowl ring. So thank you, Geno, for doing a great job of holding for our field goal kicker all season. But you're going out of champion, so. Isaac retires after 12 years, and look at that. Alvin Kamara retired after 11 years. But you know what? I don't blame him. Retire on top, and Ramchak also retired. So if we were to continue this, which we're not, we would have to replace our right tackle. We'd have to replace our starting running back anyway. So yeah. All right. Well, that is going to do it for the New Orleans Saints rebuild. Thank you guys for everybody who tuned in to all 5 episodes of this live stream. Like I mentioned before, rebuilds, in the past, I think I mentioned that, rebuilds were done, but then I do one more. But I think I've rebuilt just about every team in Madden. It's hard to name every one of them that, needed a rebuild, that was in need of one, that, had some compelling pieces. But I don't see any team that's worth rebuilding now. With us finishing up the New Orleans Saints rebuild. So, starting to get to the end of the road for Madden 24 content on the PS4. Like I mentioned, July is the month. It is the month of EA Sports College Football. I'm getting that console. I'm getting that game. There's no doubt about it. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys are just buying time like I am that are gamers out there. We're just playing Madden from last year until the new NCAA game comes out. It's still fun, but, we still have a ways to go until we get a game that, looks like it's going to be better than Madden. I mean, I've looked at the gameplay and everything and all the deep dives that Kirk Herbstreit did while voice narrating stuff from EA Sports, and that's coming from the horse's mouth. So all that stuff is looking real. The gameplay looks good. It doesn't look similar to Madden. Yes, it does in some ways. But there are certain elements that are going to make this game better. Not to mention, let's be real, guys. None of us have played a new NCAA football game since the summer of 2013. During that summer, I was going to my sophomore year at Texas Tech. I was taking summer school classes at San Antonio College. During the rest of the summer, what else was I doing but playing NCAA Football 14? And that game is going to retire in July. Finally, it can retire. So, to put it in perspective, I was 20 years old. I'm 31 years old now. That was back when I had hair. I mean, I still have hair, but not much on top of my head anymore. So I'm excited about that new game. I know you guys are excited about it as well. So July 19th, it can't get here soon enough. I will say, I put in a request to be off on that Wednesday because I've told you guys that I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays due to my work schedule and everything like that. So I'm going to be off on that Wednesday, and for those 3 days, I'm going to get the gaming console the weekend before so I can hook everything up and make sure it's all ready to go. And then when the game drops, downloading it Sunday night, Monday, getting it done, paying for it, and we're going to go forward with EA Sports College Football 25. I'm excited about it. I was hoping that there was a mod, like a community file, to download college rosters, to just like bypass that, like I did in one gameplay last year for you guys, where I just spent like hours playing like as college football teams because that's all we could do. And with the uniforms and everything, the roster was up to date. It was really cool. It was really nice, but we don't have that. I've tried to download it on the PS4. Maybe it's available on PS5 for Madden 24, but it's not available on PS4. I've tried to download it, but all it gives me is the same generic starting rosters. So I'm just guessing that, the mod didn't work with the jerseys and the players, so that's what I'm just guessing. So anyway, sorry this is a very long outro, just talking about what's to come. Next up, and I'm probably actually going to start this up tomorrow, we're going to do a Dallas Cowboys season mode with the updated rosters. As up to date as I possibly could get them, at least for the Cowboys. For other teams, things may not look 100% right going into 2024 in the real NFL, but hey, this is as close as I can get to playing Madden 25 before that game drops. And I kind of want to play with the Cowboys roster, the updated rosters again, mostly just because I want to see how Zeke looks on the Cowboys roster again, because he's back, he's my favorite player, and I'm glad he's back with the Cowboys, even if everybody thinks he's going to be just a guy that's going to be there as a stopgap player. But it is what it is. All right, so thank you all for checking out all of the New Orleans Saints rebuild. 5 parts, champions in 2027. So y'all have a good day.